Hi, good day. This is Cherian Kuruvila, CK. Come with over 40 years of experience across various corporate leadership roles and the last 13, 14, 13 years as a entrepreneur, right? And I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the various caps I wear. And more specifically, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the facilitator cap, largely focused on the entrepreneur segment, the business owner segment, right? And just give me a minute as I quickly share my screen so I could take you through the journey fast and give you a better flavor of the kind of work that I do. Right? So as you can see from this video, from the screen, these are actually various events, various panel discussions, various SME and entrepreneur-focused kind of discussions with various groups across various locations, right? And over the years, I have sort of evolved into wearing multiple caps and choosing which cap is most relevant at any particular point of time, right? So I'll just give you a quick flavor in the interest of your getting an idea of the background of where we come from, right? After 28 years of corporate experience, we have now 13 years of entrepreneurship and experience. And we wear three caps. One is a cap for mentor, where we largely focus on business mentoring and business coaching for entrepreneurs. The second cap is where we are more into individual coaching, leadership coaching, for entrepreneurs, for founders, co-founders, leadership teams of entrepreneurs, business, etc. And the third cap is where we share our experiences both for mentoring and coaching as facilitators. Right? We talk about a lot of webinars we do, which I'll be talking a little bit more about as we go along. There are videos, there are articles, there are workshops, there are panel discussions, and this way, we are able to sort of cover a wide audience across the country and beyond the country as well. But in this video, I'm going to be specifically talking about the facilitator camp. How do we share our knowledge? What kind of topics do we cover? What kind of different areas do we cover? So that if you're an entrepreneur or you're an entrepreneur network or a group of solopreneurs, right, or family businesses, whichever it is, it doesn't really matter, because end of the day, the basic fundamental principles of business remain mostly the same, depending on the scale and which stage of evolution of the organization that you are in, right? Startup, early stage, growth phase, slowdown phase. Uh, the context would change and the approach would change accordingly. So I've done a separate video on business mentoring and coaching. I've done a separate video on individual coaching. So if you're interested in knowing more about that and how it helps scale up your business or your leadership, those videos will give you a lot more insight on that. But here I'm just going to be talking about some of the various programs that we have done and we can do, right? So we've covered various entrepreneurs networks. I'm not getting into the details of it, right? From CII, some segments of CII, some segments of Vadwani, many other entrepreneur groups, business groups. And our topics have varied, in terms of some of the topics which I have done either as keynote or as panel or as a webinar, right? So this covers all of it because these are all coming under the bucket of knowledge share, right? So whether I do a keynote or whether I do a panel or whether I do a webinar, it's a way of sharing experiences uh, and learnings and case studies to a larger audience so that they can take away something from that and see how they can apply it to their business, or you can take how we can apply it to your business, right? So distress to de-stress, that is something that many organizations struggle with, many entrepreneurs struggle with, how to manage the stress of running a business, right? And how to bring a more professional structure to that whole business, right? How to marry the best of entrepreneurship and the best of corporate practices. And I think that's a lovely mix that I'm able to evolve along with my entrepreneur clients, right? There are different topics. I'm not getting into the details of it. What got you here will not get you there, right? Building organization and people growth pillars, which is a lot more focused on the HR part and the people part of the thing. There is a business growth accelerator. How do you accelerate your growth? And here, this is a recent webinar that we did. It covers all aspects: product positioning, market coverage, marketing and branding, pricing, and various elements of people and organization. So depending on the audience, we are able to pick up a topic and content which is relevant to that particular audience. Right? This is just one set of programs that we do. There are other programs around reinvention framework. There was a recent one which I talked about the importance of a business health scan and the importance of business planning, right? And most entrepreneurs uh, focus on business plan more like an Excel sheet document, 20% growth, 30% growth, 40% growth, whereas it's a lot more detailed and a lot more scientific and a lot more intense than that. So in the session about business health scan and business planning, we talk a lot about how to prepare yourself for growth and how you need to plan for growth so that then you can execute your plans, right? Uh, uh, as solopreneurs, quite often a lot of people struggle with how to position themselves, how to network, how to get referrals, how to create opportunities for themselves. So there's a session of the ABCD of networking and collaboration, because I think that's a very fundamental skill set today for a solopreneur and even for a bigger entrepreneur to gain business through referrals from other people who know well how the person is doing. Right? What we also did during the COVID period was a colleague of mine, Neetu and myself, we came up with a whole variety of videos, right? Educational videos, knowledge share videos, like a two-way conversation between us, right? It's about our family business, about business coaching. Is it, how to drive profitable revenue growth, reinventing one business by being small? Is it an advantage or a disadvantage? We said small is the new big. And if you look at many of these things have all been focused on the SME, MSME, family business sectors, right? And it could be online, it could be offline, it could be offsite. So depending on any of these topics could actually be even converted into a session or a workshop. But these are all available on a YouTube channel. Each of these videos is something that you can actually reach out and check out. We also realized that most entrepreneurs, because we've been working now with entrepreneurs for the last 13 years, very, very closely with all kinds of entrepreneurs, all kinds of industries, all kinds of stages, right? The biggest gap is almost always about people. People are the top three problems of most organizations, right? So we have a series of videos around HR, around hiring, around busyness, about value of HR, importance of learning and unlearning, creating high performance teams. So in each of these videos, we have actually shared our perspectives on what we believe may be missing in an organization and what may need to actually uh, be added going forward. There's also a thing on data, importance of data for sales, marketing, and customer care, right? And the criticality of the importance of data and analytics. I personally, as a mentor, use data and analytics a lot to take business decisions along with my along with the founders, co-founders, CEOs. And there's an important aspect on marketing because quite often entrepreneurs mix up sales and marketing. So we keep sales distinct and we keep marketing distinct as a support activity to drive sales, right? So it's about how do you invest, how do you take some decisions around investing in marketing and branding for your growth, right? So these are some of the things that we do. Those are very specifically focused to entrepreneurs and entrepreneur groups. These are some of the programs that we also do for mid-sized corporates and some large corporates, but again, very much relevant to entrepreneurs, because if somebody is running a 30, 40, 50, 100 crore, 200 crore, 500 crore business, right? And these become very important skill sets. They're not something which is only meant for corporates. So we have a thing about, thinking strategically, thinking long-term, aligning to the vision, planning better, executing better, demonstrating better leadership behaviors, right? Strategic behaviors. We have a program on high performance leadership behaviors, which again is important to get your leaders and managers up to the next level. Because the only way you can take your organization to the next level is if you take your people and teams to the next level. So this session talks about various kinds of behaviors, and we'll get to know how each one of the leaders rates themselves and how they see where they need to focus on to get and become better leaders. So we have coached a lot of entrepreneur leaders on these aspects of high performance leadership behaviors as well as strategic leadership, right? The other area is, quite often there's a little bit of confusion in terms of where does mentoring become more relevant, where the mentor is a subject matter expert and comes and shares, okay, this is how you should do it, this is how you can do it, why don't you try this, why don't you try that, versus coaching where the coach does not give the answers mostly, but ask questions in terms of, so where do you think you're getting stuck? Why do you think you're getting stuck? What do you think you can do differently? What have you tried that has worked? What has you tried that's not worked? So mentoring and coaching have two different styles. So which one is most relevant in your context and when is something that we do through this program, and also guide organizations as to what are the best way of doing this, right? So it's talking about, again, reviewing, reinventing, and rebooting your organization. Another program which we do also for corporates, and again, area where a lot of people get coached on, is about, uh, see, in entrepreneurship, you need to be part of various networks. And in a network, how do you carry yourself? How are you perceived? What is the impression that you're leaving behind? What is the aura you're leaving behind? Do people remember you? Oh, I met this person so and so in this networking meeting. I remember. Yeah, I met you 5 years back. I met you 4 years back. There's something that you've done right that makes that person remember you and say, yeah, oh, if you're looking for an interior contractor, or you're looking for a mentor, or you're looking for a coach, or you're looking for a trainer, yeah, he's the best person or she's the best person to go to. That is the personal brand and presence that you create. And executive presence and personal branding are different topics. We have videos on both of the topics, but there's a lot of overlap, and it's good to know, again, how to lift up and elevate your visibility, presence, and aura, so that people remember even years later. I give an example. Recently, I met somebody who I'm meeting after 10 years in a network, and immediately we reconnected. And he said, "Yes, I know what you're doing. I'm following you on LinkedIn. I'm seeing all your articles." So even though we had not been in touch for 10 years, right, he was pretty well informed of what I was doing. Same thing applies to many of the groups that we're part of, the WhatsApp groups that we're part of. Uh, do we come across as selfish? Do we come across as somebody only looking at our own interests, self-centered? Or do we come across as somebody who's willing to give and help others and always try to create opportunities for others? And that's the personal brand and presence that you create for yourself. Uh, Important for corporate executives, important for entrepreneurs, important for leaders within the entrepreneur organizations. And these are not, they're not soft skills. They are hard skills. They are life skills. Very important, right? So we cover about that. So just to recap, I wear many caps. Wear a cap for mentor where required. I wear the cap of a coach where required. A cap of a facilitator where required, and also the other aspects of work-life balance and wellness, which also uh, we do sessions on that, but I'm not covering that today specifically for entrepreneurs. But if you want to know more about that, happy to reach out to us. Right. My LinkedIn has got a lot of articles around entrepreneurship and leadership, and a lot of posts. Right. YouTube channel has a separate a playlist for entrepreneurship and business coaching and mentoring. Right. So if you want to just go to that section, you can just go to that section. There's a separate section on business leadership mentoring, and that is more focused on the leadership aspects. So between the LinkedIn and the YouTube, I think you'll get a fairly wide array of material that's already available. Just to give you a flavor, including some client feedbacks, employee feedbacks on their experiences. And if you want to know more and reach out to my company and reach out to us, our website, contact details, email IDs are all given here. So I hope this, like I said, this video is just to give you a very quick flavor of what we can do or what we do. But if you want to know more, please feel free to reach out and be happy to, take you through more and, uh, take you through the relevant program. It could be around mentoring, or it could be around coaching, or it could be around webinars, or it could be around workshops or training. I mean, training programs that your teams can benefit from. And happy to do that. Thank you so much. And let me stop the share. Do feel free to reach out anytime, and we'll be more than happy to sort of take you through all the experiences that we have gained over the years, and pass on those learnings and experiences so that you could apply them for your team and your organization. Actually, scale up your business the way you would like to do it. Along with the help of an expert or experts as required, because we realize that entrepreneurship is a very lonely journey. It's a very lonely journey, and quite often you don't have anybody you can go back to when you're getting stuck or when you're getting frustrated. And having that facilitator or a mentor or a coach actually helps uh, bring in that balance. Right? So thank you so much for your time. Please enjoy this video, and happy to chat up with you anytime. Thank you.